Hello, everybody. This is Sharonda, and this is my Spiritual Sense podcast. Today is Friday, which is April the 15th. And in this podcast, I go over many topics in regards to the paranormal, supernatural, occult. I also speak on things such as curses, hauntings, out-of-body experiences, soul travel, astral projection, to name a few. And I go over pagan belief systems such as Wiccan, Santeria, witchcraft, hoodooism, voodooism, to name a few. And so I do incorporate the daily tarot card reading into the podcast as well. I give my own account on topics such as UFOs and such. And so I am going to speak on a topic that I spoke on. I want to say it was about, I podcasted about 2, maybe 3 years ago in regards to psychic attack. Because I began to have what I call something else. But once I did some research, it refers to as psychic attack. And I'm going to proceed to do an update on that now. Okay? But before I proceed, I'd like to state that this podcast is for entertainment purposes. If it just so happens to coincide with your life, that may be by chance or even by happenstance. When you begin to work with spirit work and spirituality, you will notice and take note of how serendipity and synchronicity go hand in hand. Some things in life just happen to happen. Okay? So we're going to proceed. So it says psychic attack. What is a psychic attack? Psychic attack is when your feelings, mood, or aura are negatively affected by energy. So it's the energy that you feel, negativity that you may be picking up on. It says psychic attack symptoms are number 1, if you are overly stressed, have difficulty time falling asleep. It may affect your aura or your mood, the energy field that is surrounding you in terms of negative thoughts as such. You may have nightmares where you different things come at you at night as such. Some ways to help with assisting with that is, some essential oils. I recommend lavender oil. I think lavender oil is a common oil, very common, meaning common to your sensibility and get you relaxed and engaged. The crystal of choice would be amethyst. If you can get you an amethyst stone and put it under your bed, perhaps you can even, put some of the lavender oil on the crystal stone and put it on your bed, and that will help to combat some of that anxiety and keep you calm to where you can sleep. Feeling fatigued or drained, just lagging and don't want to go on and things of that nature. You may want to surround yourself with some light. So if you're in a dark place, bring in some sunlight. Sage your area, open up the windows, spray around and things of the sort. You lack enthusiasm. You seem to not be as preppy or just, there may be a lack of ambition or motivation. Okay. So some things that you may want to do to rekindle that is to drink some water. Number 1, I suggest drinking some water and get you some nice fragrances that can elevate your mood. Nice, delightful fragrances, and surround yourself around vibrant, beautiful colors and connect with nature. You have negative thoughts. So those negative thoughts are perpetuated by a negative output or outlook on life. If there's some self-esteem issues as well, it will all gravitate to you. That energy will gravitate to you. Okay? So sage and smudging, crystals, white light, all of these things will help combat some of that psychic attack. you have headaches, body aches. I mean, you're just exhausted, don't want to move on, just stuck in a rut. I can totally understand that. So it says, what are some of the things that you can do to protect yourself from a psychic attack? Well, you want to focus on the good things in life. Again, I'm going off of the website, but I'm going to spin off of it as well. So it mentions about, letting in some light, which I mentioned, into the home, turning on some uplifting music. You connect with nature, go visit a park, or, read a book at the park, or something of the sort to get yourself out, because, the sunlight radiates energy, positive energy. And when you are able to get into the sunlight and have that sunbeam upon your skin, long as it's not too hot, that is the cycle of life. That is energy flow that is needed for you. That is life force. That's a life force that is needed. Send love and light. So you want to be reciprocal in that positive flow. So you don't want to present negativity. You want to present positive, a good aura and presence. And when you do that, it will reciprocate back to you. Okay? So that could be by way of thank yous, extending a gratitude to, your fellow friends, family alike. Self-care, you want to do things that can elevate your mood, whether it's yoga, joining a gym, taking up some type of class, of course, anything that can promote self-care. A pedicure, manicure, new haircut, new workout routine, new exercise instrument, whatever will help to elevate that mood. Connect with your spirit guides. So you want to, you may not be too keen on meditation, but you may want to just simply put on some nice music, take some slow, deep breaths, and just talk to God. Let God know, please bring in serenity, peace, solace, and tranquility in my life, and remove the negative energy away from me. Okay? So, and that's just, giving a account what is on that website. So I'm going to give you an account of my personal experience in terms of psychic attack. So oftentimes, when psychic attack can also be, doesn't necessarily have to be a negative thing. I just want that to be known. Psychic attack can be when you are someone that is in a position that requires so much of your time, and you're constantly focusing and directed towards, it could be job, career, or person, or something of the sort, and you're constantly thinking about it. I mean, it's just a kind of like an OCD. That's all you think about. You can actually, even if you go out and visit, you would know if a person take a kinship to you, because that spirit will begin to infiltrate into your mind, and it's like a constant OCD. Sometimes it could be overbearing, to say the least. So I do understand, know what psychic attack is. It can be negative. It also can be, not going to say negative, but it could be overwhelming. Particularly if you're in a situation where you're of service and you constantly feel like you're being pulled here, pulled there, and where can I find some sense of normalcy and stay grounded. So I can understand what that is. You got to learn how to take care, number one, because if you're one of those people who are quick to react, quick and urgent to react, and to, there's nothing wrong with that, but you got to understand that it will begin to break down the body over time. And I think this is something that a lot of people who are empath or who are in certain spiritual related job fields are feeling and understanding. It don't necessarily have to be in regards to a job. It could be in regards to obligations and commitments and schedules and deadlines as well. So this is where we have to learn to prioritize time management. Do I want to give all of my time for this church, for this job, for this career, for this relationship, for this business, for this vacation venture, for whatever the case may be? All of these things perpetuate stress, and as a result, it will begin to infiltrate, and it will manifest in the mindset of the individual. And once it manifests in the mindset, then it can perpetuate into a full-fledged spiritual battle of the soul. And you don't want to let it get to where you're simply a walking shell with no free thought, and it's just existence. Something in existence, and there is nothing there. Okay? So we got to learn when to pick our battles, when to say no, when to say okay, when to say yes. And as I speak to you, I speak to myself. I'm not perfect. I had to learn this lesson over and over again, because it's understandable when you are someone who is, advocate, like an advocator, or someone who is an advocate or a humanitarian type of personality type. You will get burned out. And this is God alerting you when it's coming, when it, is all said and done. So just sit back, take some time out, take a breather. That's what it is. Okay? So I do thank you for those who are out there who may be tuning in to this podcast episode and speaking in terms of the psychic attack. It is real. I think those who are empath, psychic, intuitive, or psychic-like are more susceptible to a psychic attack than others. I feel as though some people are very sensitive to psychic attack versus others. We all can be susceptible, but I feel as though some people are very susceptible than others. And you have to learn how to differentiate. Is these my feelings? Is these my thoughts? Because oftentimes you can tap into the thoughts of others, and people will tell you that you are crazy and that you are lying, but that is not the case. When God has conditioned you to know, you know what you know. And the biggest trick the devil ever pulled is what? Convincing the world he or she did not exist. That means that many times Satan don't want you to know his tricks. So he would try to change his spots. But as the saying go, a leopard cannot change his spots. Energy does not die. It simply change form. Okay? So I'd like to thank you for tuning in again. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you're more than welcome to comment below. Until then, you have a safe and wonderful day. Good day.